Have you ever been on a weight loss stall while taking a GLP-1? Well, I have. I have been on a weight loss stall for 4 months until this week. The last time before this week that I had lost a new pound was on February 6th of 2025. But this week, I started doing some things and it woke up my metabolism, and I have lost 2 pounds this week. Yay! It felt so good to actually see the scale move. So that's what we're going to be talking about in today's live Q&A. You can ask me any questions about GLP-1s, and I will do my best to answer them for you. I am not a doctor, but I am your sister from another mister that is on a GLP-1 weight loss journey. I have type 2 diabetes, and the medication I take is Mounjaro. For my friends who also take tirzepatide but don't have type 2 diabetes, they take it as Zepbound, so it's the same medication, it's the same formulation, Mounjaro, Zepbound. I also have friends who do Wegovy and Ozempic, so you can ask any of those kinds of questions. I'm just so excited this week because to finally see the scale move again has just been it gives me hope. It gives me hope. Now, if you look at, if you go to my channel, on my channel page, and you look at my picture there, that picture, actually, I was 8 pounds more than I was when I first started Mounjaro. And so today, when I stepped on the scale, I'm actually 50 pounds less than my profile picture. So yay! And I didn't think I'd ever hit that. And I am 42 pounds since I started Mounjaro on January 10th of 2025. Now, I want to share with you what worked for me this week, what clicked that made my stall finally stop and have me have some movement again on getting some of these last 2 pounds off. And if you have any advice for our community here, please let us know something that may have worked for you when you've had a weight loss stall that helped you to also finally get the scale moving again. Now, I can tell you there are different eating programs that you can do. Different people like different things, and we don't have to all eat the same things. Some people keep telling me that they really love carnivore, that is their jam, and it has helped them to lose weight, and that's kind of their thing. Carnivore wouldn't work for me. It'd be easier for me to be vegetarian because I'm just not a very good meat cooker. That to think that all I would be doing would be eating meat and maybe a couple of vegetables or whatever, that's not my style. But if it's your style and that really works for you, that's awesome. But you have to kind of find what works best for you. And I have been thinking about, well, what is it that I was doing before when my weight was coming off more easily on Mounjaro than I'm doing now? And I needed to get back to the basics of what has really worked for me. And I'm going to share with you what it is that I do and that I used to do while the weight was coming off on Mounjaro, and then what I wasn't doing as well. And this week I'm going back old school for me and doing what was working before, and it is working for me again. All right. And what's working for me this week, drum roll, consistently food journaling, writing down exactly what I'm eating. Now, I can tell you, I am not worried at all about maintaining my weight loss while staying on Mounjaro. For me, especially as a type 2 diabetic, I hope to never have to go off the medication. I do not have really bad side effects, so I'm very blessed that way. And I would like to take this medication as long as I'm alive because it's made such a difference for me. And I know while I'm on it, I can keep the weight off because I've been doing a great job the last 4 months maintaining. And what I was doing while I was maintaining is I was still trying to eat healthy, but I was, I was stopping when I was full. Um, and so I think what I was doing was truly eating the amount of calories with the exercise that I was doing that I would need to maintain. And that I was probably taking in a few more calories than I realized. And so it really helps me to just stop being lazy and write down what I'm eating. Also, this is great advice for everyone else out there. If you have an opportunity that you should check and ask your doctor or call your insurance company on the back of your insurance card if you have insurance and see if you can see a registered dietitian, because if you can, they can be incredibly helpful. But what will really help a registered dietitian help you is if that person can know, what are you eating? How much are you eating? And they can look at that and let you know there's a couple of things. One, by writing things down. What if you're not eating enough? Do you know that if you do not eat enough calories, that your body can stop releasing fat? Your body will think, oh no, I'm in starvation mode. Uh, I, I don't want to starve. And so it'll hold on to your fat stores and not release any weight, even if you're only eating a few hundred calories a day, which would really stink. I think that's like the worst of the worst. And then it could be the opposite, that you could be taking in more calories than you realize and be used, and that's making you maintain your weight or possibly even put a few pounds on because you're actually taking in more than your body needs. And as you're losing weight, so like right now, or before I lost the 2 pounds this week, I was down 40 pounds. Well, being down 40 pounds, that's that's less weight that my body has to carry around when I walk and when I do things. So I might not need as many calories to maintain my weight and lose weight than 40 pounds ago. So that's kind of a change too. So it really is a great idea if you have the chance. Check and see if you can see a registered dietitian. And registered dietitians, they go to college to be a registered dietitian. They have studied nutrition for a very long time, so they are really an outstanding resource. And for a lot of us, it might even be free on your health insurance or a very low cost. So, but if you can, before your appointment, write down every bite of food that you take, so that way you'll be able to help your registered dietitian know if you're eating enough. Because if you're not eating enough, wow, just eating a little bit more can make the difference. And your body will go, oh, she's not starving me anymore. Okay, well, let's use some of these fat stores, and you can start burning calories off. So here's today. Now, the way I do my food journaling, there are different things that I try to hit. I know that because I have worked with a registered dietitian for 6 weeks when I first became type 2 diabetic, and I got a lot of advice from that. And my health insurance also last year, about 6 months before I started taking Mounjaro my first 6 months on Mounjaro, I was part of a 12-month program that my health insurance paid for called Rally Coach. And I had a Rally Coach that I would meet with once a week. that I could have a private one-on-one with. And I would go to a group class where they talked about nutrition and things. And so I know the importance of a lot of the things that I am tracking when doing my food diary. One thing that I'm tracking is I need to eat at least 4 servings of fruits and vegetables every day. And so I put on my food tracker, I put 4 squares, and then I write fruits and vegetables, and then I just mark off once as I eat those. I also know it's important for me, especially for me. My body does not like to release fat if I don't get some movement in. It's really important that I get exercise in. And I've been really good about swimming for an hour every night this last week, too, where I was getting my swimming in. And the week before that, when it wasn't as hot out, I live in Arizona. It's a desert. So it's been over 100 degrees or close to 100 degrees every day this last week. But the week before, we had some cooler days, and I played pickleball, which was so fun. So I was either playing pickleball for an hour or I was swimming for an hour. So exercise is really important. And I haven't gone swimming yet. I'm going to go swimming as soon as I'm done with doing this live with you all. And then I'll put an X on exercise. Water is really important. I was told by my rally coach that 100 ounces of water a day would be really good. 128 ounces, that's a gallon of water. So it's not quite a gallon of water, but it's a lot of water. And so I'm keeping track of how much water that I'm drinking, because that's a thing too. If you are very dehydrated, that can slow down your weight loss. So being hydrated is really good. If you're drinking more than a gallon of water a day, then you're going to need some electrolytes as well, because sometimes if you drink too much water, you'll flush out some of your minerals in your body. And so it's a nice little balance. So if you're so that's an important thing too, that you can talk to your doctor about, or your registered dietitian. But about 100 ounces of water, I can tell you from the experts that I have spoken to, that's a good amount to shoot for. And so I'm keeping track of my water too, to make sure I'm drinking enough. Another thing that I do is I keep track of my calories. So for me, I'm writing down how many calories that I've eaten. And sometimes it's hard, because sometimes if I go out to eat, I'm not entirely sure, well, how many calories is that? And so I'm going to have to guess. And soon my husband and I are going on another RV trip. We're taking our van to the Midwest again. There's a big Embassy RV meetup in Indiana, so I'm really excited to do that. And I'm not sure where all else we're going to go, but I'll be visiting my family in Illinois as well on the way to the meetup and after. And so I'm going to be I'll be losing some of my consistency, because it is different when I'm traveling versus when I'm home. I eat out a little bit more when I'm traveling than when I'm home. But what I'm going to have to do with that is still write down what it was that I ate, and give it an estimate, and make sure that my other 2 meals are if my eating out is going to be a little bit more calorie dense, then eat a little less calories for 2 out of my 3 meals. I never eat out more than one time when we're traveling. I'll eat at least 2 meals that I fix for myself in the van, because that helps. I know that helps me with my calories too. I've traveled now 2 times for a significant amount of time. And both times I came home and I didn't gain weight, which was like amazing. But I was still pretty much maintaining my weight, which I know if I wasn't on Mounjaro, I would have gained a bunch, because in the past, when not on Mounjaro, if I am on a 1 week vacation, I'll gain 5 to 11 pounds in 1 week's time. And now I did my husband and I are newly retired, and we did a 6 week van tour in the fall. And when I came back, I was down 1 pound. And then this spring, I went on a 7 week van tour, and I think I was only up a pound, up a pound or a half a pound, something like that. It was really close. And so I'm really good at maintaining. I don't have to worry. Maintaining, I can even eat out a little bit at a restaurant because I'm not finishing my food. I'll eat a little bit and then I'll go, oh, I'm full. And then I'll stop eating. And like I say, and there'll be at least two, my other 2 meals of the day, I'm eating like my Catalina Crunch cereal with maybe a chopped up apple in it, and Fairlife milk for breakfast, and a salad or something good for me for lunch that's not too calorie dense. So I'm okay with it. It's easy for me to maintain on my GLP-1, but to lose on my GLP-1, I still have to be in a deficit. Not so much of a deficit that I'm going to be in starvation mode, but I'm going to need to be at least at least a couple hundred calories or more less than what my body is burning off, so my weight will start coming off again. So anyway, but when you don't write your stuff down, it's easy to get sloppy and not really realize what you're doing. And when you see it in writing, it makes it a lot easier. I know my husband, Jeff, he has also been trying to lose weight, and he doesn't take a GLP-1. So he's doing it the old fashioned way, and he does better when he does a food diary as well. But he doesn't like to do it old school, writing it on a notebook. He likes to use my Fitness Pal on his cell phone. Hey, and here he is now.
Are you talking about me?
I am talking about you, sweetie. And I was sharing that what really worked for me was just going back to writing down my food in my food journal. And that's really worked for me because it's made me cognizant. Like even today, I see I've only had 40 ounces of water. So I know I need to drink more water this afternoon and this evening to get caught up. Is that your MyFitnessPal?
Yep.
Oh, cool beans. And so you still have 553 calories left today?
I do.
Awesome.
Yeah. You can't see that. I can't see that, Jeff. Sorry. Well, you get the idea. I like MyFitnessPal because I don't have to look up on the side of the package to find out how many calories, how much protein, how much whatever, because the database remembers all that stuff. I just got to put in 3 letters out of the word, choose it from the list, and click on add.
That's true. And his really keeps track of like all the vitamins and minerals and all the stuff that he's eating. For me, there's a couple of macros that I really try to hit.
There you go. Oops. I can't see that,
Yeah,
Jeff.
he gets
But you get the
graphs
idea.
and all kinds
Protein,
of cool stuff.
carbs,
with his.
fiber, sugar, fat, saturated fat, polyunsaturated fat, monounsaturated fat, trans fat, cholesterol, sodium, potassium, A, C, calcium, and iron.
Yeah, he gets a lot of stuff on his. For me, what I'm looking for are the things that are the most important to me. Like I know calorie wise, I don't want to be less than 1,000 calories because then my body's going to go into starvation mode, and that's not worth it to me. I'm a foodie. I still love to eat. Being on a GLP-1 has not changed that for me. Food still tastes delicious to me. I still, if it's time to have dinner, I still get hungry, and then I know when I am hungry, I'm truly hungry. It's not It's not an emotional hunger or bored hunger. If I'm hungry, I'm really hungry. It's time to have some food. Um, but I really, so I try to make sure that I have at least 1,000 calories, and I try to do less than 1,700 is my goal. So I know it's not the exact same calories every day, but I think sometimes that's kind of good for me too. In the past, I've tried where I'm hitting just the same amount of calories each day, and my body gets kind of used to it. So I kind of like it to not totally know what I'm going to do. So some days are going to be higher days, but no day is going to be lower than 1,000. So I make sure that happens. So so it's important for me to know how many calories I've had, so I know I've at least hit that 1,000 calorie mark, and that I'm not going over 1,700 unless it's like, I don't know, our anniversary or maybe my birthday or something. And
Can't you eat cake on your birthday?
sure, I'll have a little cake on my birthday. Protein's really important too. This is a good one to ask your doctor. It'd be an easy thing to ask your doctor. Hey, about how many grams of protein do you think I need to have? Or a registered dietitian. But I will tell you, the normal thing that they will tell you, when I took my 6-week class with 2 registered dietitians for type 2 diabetes, they had said that having 3 balanced meals a day, you should have at least 20 to 30 grams of protein at each of those 3 meals. So if you did 20 grams of protein for 3 meals, 20 times 3 is 60 grams of protein. So you really don't want to have less than 60 grams of protein. And having, if you were doing the max, 33 times, that's 90 grams of protein. That's really good too. So, so I'm trying to hit around 100 grams of protein. But if I hit at least 60, I'm happy. But I try to see if I can do a little bit more. It's not necessary for me to go much more than 100 grams of protein because, like a lot of things in life, too much of a good thing can be a problem too. And I don't want to tax, because I have type 2 diabetes. So I'm talking to you as a type 2 diabetic person. I have to be careful too that I'm not hurting my kidneys, because sometimes if you're like crazy amounts of protein, that's going to be hard on your kidneys. So so it's everything in balance. So anyway, so I'm doing that with my protein, trying to make sure I hit at least 60, but shooting up to 100 grams of protein. So it's anywhere between 60 and 100. And then fiber is really important, especially since the only side effect that Mounjaro truly has on me is constipation. But I was kind of a constipated person before I did Mounjaro. I would run more constipated anyway, so I kind of run that. And but on Mounjaro, I always have to stay on top of it. And one of the ways I stay on top of it is making sure that I get at least 25 grams of fiber a day. And that was
plus
and
drinking
the
enough
water.
water.
Right. And I was talking to them about water as well. Then I'm shooting for about 100 grams of, or 100 grams, 100 ounces, 100 ounces of water a day. So a little less than a gallon. Sometimes I might go a little bit more than that because I live in Arizona and it's hot. So if I'm doing
dry.
a lot of exercising or that kind of thing, I might do more than 100 ounces of water. But if I'm drinking more than a gallon of, if I'm hitting that gallon mark, I might need to have a little bit of something with electrolytes in it. So I'm not flushing out all my minerals out of my body either. So having that balance. So, but writing things down and making sure I'm hitting my fiber goals, my protein goals, and within a decent calorie range, and getting exercise and fruits and vegetables really makes the difference for me. That's the kind of diet that works best for me. And I read a book, Atomic Habits, and we had an Atomic Habit weight loss book club on my Anchor Moments channel, and you can check that out. There is a playlist, and we're a weight loss book club for busy people. And so I just do 1 chapter a week. And Atomic Habits are about all kinds of habits that you might want to have, maybe to help you in your job, maybe to help you with your marriage, or to help you raise your kids, or to help you declutter your house. But what I would talk about when we'd read the chapter is that you can use it for these other things, but here's some ideas that you can do specifically to help you with weight loss. And one of the things is to make sure that you want to make your habit easy. You don't want to have there to be any friction for you to do the habit. So you want it as easy as possible. And that's when I realized, thinking back at it, thinking, you know what, I need to reread that book or at least listen to the videos. Maybe when we go traveling, we can just re-listen to our playlist,
Audiobook.
our audiobook,
Oh,
or even
or do you
the
want the
playlist, because where we
yeah.
talk about each of the things that was in the book, each chapter, and how it related to weight loss. Because one of the things is, like I say, you don't want to have any friction to make it harder for you to do your atomic habit. And I had realized I wasn't keeping my notebook on the dining room table anymore. And if I don't have my notebook right by where I sit down to eat and a pen next to it, because if I can't find a pen, that's friction. So I need to have my notebook and a pen by me at where I would be eating. And so I'm no longer when cleaning the house, throwing my notebook back in my office. I need to have it on the table, because if I have it on the table, I'll really do it with a pen next to it. Jeff doesn't have to worry about that because he always has his cell phone with him. So he has no friction there. He's right there on his cell phone, and he can type his things right in there.
Yeah, but you know what? The bad part about using MyFitnessPal is it's all on your phone, and so are other things that it can be a time sink.
Yeah.
Sometimes, oh, I got a Facebook message. Oh,
yeah, that's true too. That's true too.
A notebook can't do that.
Correct. And I don't know.
So there's pluses and minuses.
There's pluses and minuses.
Find the way that works for you.
Exactly. And for me, I used to be a school teacher, and I don't know, school supplies at the beginning of the year still make me excited, even though I'm not teaching anymore. I like to buy the notebooks when they're on sale, and I still like to sniff crayons, which is a stress reliever. Actually, it's been proven that the smell of crayons can bring happy memories of being a child and creating with crayons. So I still sniff a fresh box of crayons, and I like I don't know. I still really like school supplies. So for me, it brings a little bit of happiness and joy for me to write it down. So that's why I do it this way for me. Now, I did write a few things on how to break a stall of things that have helped me in the past and things that I've seen that have helped other people too. And number one, keeping track of your food. And that's what worked for me this last week. So I'm so excited that I lost 2 pounds. Number two, increasing your exercise or movement in your day. Now, when I did that Rally Coach program for a year, they talked about not just exercise, because exercise is important too, where you're doing something for 20 to 30 minutes or longer, continuously burning some calories. But they also talked about, do you remember the name they gave it for those NEAT? They were NEAT activities. And NEAT stood for something, but it meant moving around. Remember that? It was the NEAT activities. NEAT.
It was a mnemonic device.
And evidently it didn't
work for me.
But a neat activity is like I wear my Fitbit. I have a Fitbit watch, and it keeps track of my steps. And so one thing I do especially when traveling, and I might not be getting enough exercise in, that's a big, long piece of exercise, I'm making sure that every hour I get at least 250 steps. And my Fitbit keeps track of that. And it'll let me know for each hour if I hit that goal of at least 250. And I'm really trying to hit maybe even like 500 steps. So that way at the end of the night, however many steps are left over, that or how many steps I've had total for the day, I'll do another walk where I'll try to hit 10,000 steps altogether in my whole day. But that getting up to move makes a difference. Taking the stairs instead of an elevator.
How many steps do you have for today?
Oh, today, not so good. Today hasn't been great. 2,906. I know, it's really low, so I wouldn't hardly hit the 10,000, but I am going to go swimming.
Right.
So I told him I'm going swimming.
Are you going to ask me how many steps I've had?
All right. How many steps do you have today?
6,001.
Ooh.
So far.
Yeah, you've been doing really good. We've been trying to get the house ready so that way we can go traveling again. And Jeff's been doing stuff in the yard, which has been really helpful. Yard work helps. Vacuuming. That's extra. That's a neat activity. That's
if you
some
find
calories.
the activity that accomplishes some other task at the same time, you're getting exercise and you're getting your house clean or your yard done or decluttered or whatever.
Yeah. And I know it sounds weird, but when I do the laundry, I don't use a laundry basket. And I don't use a laundry basket on purpose, because sometimes Jeff will be like, well, why don't you get a laundry basket? But I'll put the clothes in my arms and I'll run it from the bedroom to the pantry where our washer and dryer is, because I know I'm getting extra steps and movement, and it's burning some calories.
But you can't carry all of them all at once.
Well, yeah.
You take multiple trips. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. Wow. It takes me at least 3 arm loads of going back and forth, but I know that's making me get a little extra movement in my day. It's a neat activity. So it's not, 30 continuous minutes of exercise, but it's still getting up and moving. So trying to get up and move in any way possible, or on commercials. If you're watching TV and a commercial comes on, to maybe walk around the room during a commercial, or put on one of the hula hoops, the weighted hula hoop. You could do a weighted hula hoop for a little bit.
Yeah. Neat activities stands for non-exercise activity thermogenesis. So it's not really exercise, it's an activity, and it creates thermogenesis, isn't it? Creating heat?
Yeah, so maybe you're burning some calories while you do it.
Yeah. It's energy expenditure associated with everyday activities that are not planned workouts. So it's not specifically like jumping jacks or some planned workout, but it's expending energy when you're doing something like an everyday task, like walking back and forth, carrying all the laundry.
Yeah, exactly.
If you have stairs in your home or wherever, going up and down the stairs or whatever.
If you go to the grocery store, parking towards the end of the parking lot, so you have more steps
always
to
do
take.
That.
Yeah.
Actually, in Arizona, you don't park to get close. You park to get shade.
Yeah.
Shade is the commodity you're trying to get. Yeah. And then if you get shade, then that's the best. And then we get the shade far away, because then we can walk, especially at Costco. Their parking lot is nice and big.
Oh, yeah.
We get lots of exercise.
We get lots of exercise walking around Costco. That's for sure. Let's see. So let's see what I have. So keeping track of your food, increasing exercise or movement in your day, getting at least some more neat activities in.
Neat.
Neat. Discuss with your doctor or dietitian if you should increase or decrease your calories, because if you're not getting enough calories in and you're in starvation mode, to eat a little bit more, or maybe you need to decrease it a little bit. Weightlifting. A lot of people have had really good luck with weightlifting, because if you build muscle, muscles burn more calories at rest than fat does. So if you can build muscle in your body, then you're automatically going to be burning more calories, even when you're not working out, which is pretty cool. And that is something I need to do more of. I still haven't gotten back into the weightlifting routine. When we're traveling, we're going to be using Planet Fitness. And because it's a great place to get a hot shower for Jeff and I when traveling. And also there's weightlifting things there, and I need to get into that habit where we could do maybe some weightlifting, ride the exercise bike, and then take a shower while we're traveling and getting exercise in.
That was number 4.
That's number 4. Number 5, drinking enough water and eating enough fiber and protein, which I talked to you about with how I track, because all 3 of those things are very important: water, protein, and fiber. And then the last one I have
6.
on here that I was thinking of is asking your doctor if it's time to titrate up, if you still have room to move up in your medication, if you're taking a GLP-1. And I had my doctor visit 4 weeks ago. So this is the last shot in my 12.5 milligram box, and it's my first box of 12.5 milligrams. And today I'll be taking my 4th shot. So it was like 3 or 4 weeks ago that I met with my doctor, and he could see on the chart that I'd not lost weight in a while, and he's like, yeah, let's titrate you up to 12.5 and see how that goes. So I am doing that too. But I'll tell you, the first 2 weeks that I titrated up, I could tell a little bit of a difference, but not a huge difference. But this week, writing all my food down and all of that, and being consistent with that, and hitting my targets in all my areas, I wasn't as hungry. So really drinking enough water, eating enough fiber, being sure I get enough protein, eating my at least 4 fruits or vegetables every day actually has helped me with my hunger levels too. So
On
I'm
that
much
note,
happier on 12.5.
if any one of you want to put in the comments to remind Gina to take her shot,
Yes. That's funny.
then she won't forget to do it.
I know. Sometimes I always say, I'm going to do my shot live too, and then I forget. So I'm going to take my shot right now, and then I'm going to read all your comments. If you have any questions, please put them in the comments right now. And if you've had any wins this week, I want to be able to celebrate you too. So please put what your wins are. Also, if you want to let me know where you're watching from, because maybe sometime we'll be able to see you while we're traveling, and we can meet up somewhere. So anyway, it's kind of nice to know that too. All right, I think last week did I do my arm last week? I think I did my shot in the arm.
I don't know.
You don't remember?
All
right.
Yes,
what do you think?
I think you're right.
I think I did my arm.
It was this arm.
Yep. I haven't done my leg in a while. Well, these pants. All right, let's try my leg. I haven't done my thigh in quite a while. All right, I'm going to try my thigh today. Let's see here.
I'm writing you a comment, Gina.
Are you writing me a comment?
Yep.
I pulled my pant legs up. And when you give yourself your shot, some people ask, where do you have the best appetite suppression? Is it better to do your arm, leg, or stomach? Which has the best appetite suppression? And really, it kind of depends on where do you have the most fat, I think. If you don't have very much fat in your arms or legs, then your tummy might be your best spot. But wherever you definitely have fat, that's where you want to put your shot. Okay, next up, you take off the cap first. If you don't, it breaks the shot. So you absolutely have to do that cap thing first. And then I'm going to turn to unlock. I don't know if you can see that. The unlock, it's turned to unlock. All right. All right, I've got it. I'm going to press it now. Just want to make sure it's nice and straight. Here we go. Yay. I'm looking. Sometimes I have a nice little red dot. Oh,
I see
wait, there
where the
it
circle is.
There's the circle. There might be a dot there in the center.
Yeah.
but it looks like it all went in, and that's good. And then one way to know for sure, I mean, because I did not feel it. I could not feel it at all. But this plunger is down at the bottom, and there's no more medicine in there. So it evidently went in. Yay! All right. Let's see now who's watching today, and see if they have any advice for weight loss stalls or any questions or any wins this week. Oh, was there more even higher?
I don't know.
Well, that's me, where I just said what time I was going to be on.
Okay.
And we got Black Squirrel in the house. Woo-woo! Oh, thanks, Black Squirrel. I'm so excited to finally be losing again. So yay. Yep, down 42 pounds now. And Tez the Bulldog's mom's in the house. Yay! And AM is in the house. Hi, AM, and thank you. I appreciate your congratulations. And we got Mindy in the house. Yay. And she says, way to go, Gina. Thank you, Mindy. And Cindy, Taz the Bulldog's mom, says, so happy for you. And Mindy says, when I finally met with a dietitian, she made me increase calories by 300 a day. I feel so much better. I'm closer to goal, so weight loss is slow, but it's working.
That's great.
Yeah, and and isn't that a great thing that you're actually losing weight again by eating more calories? Like what? But yeah, a registered dietitian will really know that. But the best thing before you see her, you've got to record what you're eating and doing. So that way it'll really help that dietitian know what you're doing now and what would be best for you going forward. Hey, and I got Robin Lockwood in the house. Yay. Hey, Robin. And Robin, I am hoping that we can go to Minnesota on this trip. But it's, a lot of it is weather. We travel by the seat of, we fly by the seat of our pants. We never know exactly where we're going because we do watch the weather as we move around, other than the Embassy RV meetup. That is a set date. But the rest of it, we kind of, I don't know. We look at the weather and then figure out which direction we're going to go. But I'd love to see you in Minnesota. So hopefully I'll reach out to you if it looks like we're going to get close. And Black Squirrel says, I met with my dietitian this week, and she had me go down 200 calories per day. I've lost 70 pounds. That's awesome. So I need fewer calories than I did a year ago. Exactly. That was one of the things that I mentioned. So like even now, I'm actually 50 pounds lower than what my profile picture is, because I was 8 pounds more than when I started Mounjaro. And I needed more calories when I was 50 pounds heavier, because I had a 50-pound heavier body. It was a lot more energy just to walk from here to the bathroom and back, and so you don't need as many as you get skinnier. You don't need as many calories to keep your body going. So yep, that does happen. But I am so excited for you. 70 pounds. That is so awesome, Black Squirrel. That's great. And Robin Lockwood says, I've been off too. Just get that exercise in. Yep. It is very, very important. And I was really good this week. I got a lot of swimming in, and swimming really works well for me. But I need to start throwing some weightlifting in there too. And Cindy says, when we travel, it is so hard too. We travel with 20 other couples, and we all cook together, and we have a huge margarita machine. Oh my gosh. So now I have one of our friends carry it in their rig. Oh my gosh, that has got to be so much fun, Cindy.
Well, we're not going to bring a margarita machine.
No, we're not going to bring a margarita machine. But
we might indulge.
Yeah, every now and again, and have a margarita. Every now and again, that's not too bad.
Maybe find out where she is, and we can stop by and
Yeah, and have a margarita. Yeah, Taz the Bulldog's mom, she moved to Tennessee. And so we might be able to see Cindy sometime in Tennessee. Yeah, it's going to
for
be.
a margarita. Oh, and say hi, too.
Yeah, and to say hi, too. Absolutely. And I don't drink at all for now. That is great. I don't drink most days. I go weeks at a time where I don't have any. My grandson had a birthday party yesterday for his 1-year birthday, and somebody made some kind of a blue drink. And I don't know what was in it, but it was really delicious. I had just one, but wow, I've really turned into a lightweight.
Yeah.
Because when I finished that one, I was like, well, definitely do not give me another one because I'm a little tipsy here.
I was driving.
Yeah, but Jeff was driving. But yeah. So yeah, I don't drink very often either, but every now and again, I will partake. And Paula said, I reached my goal of 60 pounds lost last month. Yay. Congratulations, Paula. I also had to increase my calories the closer I got to my goal weight. This really helped move the scale. Yeah, because sometimes that's the case. And maybe your body was like, gee, she's been starving me for quite a while now, and I've released a lot of fat, but I don't know. She's getting kind of small and she's not eating enough. I think I'm going to hold on to the rest of this. And then eating a little bit more made it go, your body go, oh, okay. Paula's not going to starve me. I suppose I can release a little more weight again. It's so weird how our bodies work, Paula. It is so weird, but I am so proud of you. That is so great. And Robin says, I do my Fitness Pal too. If I don't exercise, I don't lose. Yeah. And for some of us, and I'm one of those too, I could eat less calories and sit on the couch and my body just doesn't want to release it. But if I do some exercise and I get movement in, then my body's a lot better at it. I don't know. And some of us are that way. But there are those that lose weight on Mounjaro and Zepbound and they don't exercise. And wow, that's amazing to me. But for my body, nope. That's not how I work. I absolutely have to do some exercise.
Isn't there something about you actually burn more calories asleep than you do sitting on the couch watching TV?
I don't know.
Maybe it's a myth?
That might be a myth.
Maybe I should check my facts.
Maybe you should check your facts. I don't know if I've heard that. I have heard, though.
Well, you know what? It actually would be good to lose calories rest. If you get enough rest. So maybe, I don't know.
Well, I can tell you this. Actually, I think, I'm not quite sure. You could look that up, but I can tell you this. If you get more rest, you're more likely to lose weight too if you get good sleep. I know that for me, a lot of times when the scale goes down, I've gotten 7 hours of sleep. And if I've only had like 4 hours or 5 hours, I'm less likely to have the scale move. Also, when you get more sleep, it's really good for your body because your body can repair and energize, and then you're less hungry during the day because if you've not gotten enough sleep, your body wants to make up for that. And a lot of times we'll crave more carbs and things to help you stay awake. So I know getting enough sleep is really, really important. And Black Squirrel says, I love the old school notebook method. It's easier for me to put pen to paper, and I like having all the data there in black and white. Yeah, me too, Black Squirrel. I really do. I like it that way. And I had tried my Fitness Pal and recording. I don't know why. I don't know if I don't have the patience to try to go through and try to find, I don't know. I just really like pen and paper and it makes me happy. And if you find something that makes you happy, that's the way you got to go. And hey, we got Deb Zimmerman in the house. Hey, Deb. And Paula says, I find the easiest thing to track is my water intake. I use the 40-ounce tumbler and shoot for drinking 2 of those daily. Yeah, and that's really good. Actually, 80 ounces is fantastic. If I drink at least 80 ounces, I'm happy. I'm shooting for 100, but if I hit at least 80, that's good. And I do have a 40-ounce purple tumbler that I like to, that's insulated and metal, but right now it needs to be washed. And so we stuck it in the dishwasher. So I didn't.
We did?
Well, all right. Jeff did. Uh, Jeff, for 30 years of our marriage, I always did the dishes. That was my thing. But he would look at how I was loading the dishwasher, and he always hated it. And he would he would insult how I was loading the dishwasher. And so finally, about 5 years ago, has it been about 5 years you've been filling out? I think it's been about 5 years now, 4 or 5 years now. I got mad at him one day because I see that he's rearranging the dishwasher after I've already loaded it. And I told him, why am I loading it? You know what?
Right.
Screw it. You load it. And it can be the way you want. And it's been perfect for us.
It's very satisfying. Yeah. It's like Tetris. How do I fit everything in, but also make sure they get the spray of the water, so they're all going to get clean?
Yeah.
And it's like a badge of honor if I can get it all in.
And it's amazing how many dishes he can fit in the dishwasher. He could always fit more in than I could too. And they do all come out clean. He does a very good job.
Thank you.
Yeah. And so, I just wish that 35 years ago, I would have let him be in charge of the dishwasher. So in 30 years of, what are you doing? Just leave my dishes alone. I'll get to it, or I'll do it the way I'm going to do it.
I was going to mention about what Paula had said there.
Yeah.
One of the things that I do when I try to drink more water, we have these 16-ounce glasses.
Yep.
I have one glass before I eat my food or at a meal, and then have a second glass after. And if you add those up, 16, 32, 64, 90, it becomes a whole. In one day, I don't have to do any thinking. I just get it.
There you go, which is a good thing too. All righty.
Well, that's the kind. Yeah.
That's the 16-ounce glass of water. Yep. Oh, excuse me. And Paula says, "Hey, Deb, hope all had a happy, healthy holiday." Oh, thanks, Paula. Appreciate that. And Deb saying hi to Paula. And Deb says, "We have had 90 and 100-degree weather here in Vegas. And my air conditioner had enough. Oh, no. So the long weekend is not my friend.
Sorry.
No air till tomorrow." Oh, that is miserable.
We've had that before.
Yeah, we've had that happen to us before, Deb, here in Arizona too, where we get these 100-degree temps. And that's miserable waiting to get your air conditioner fixed.
Not that it's the same thing. If you have a fan, sometimes that can be helpful.
Yeah.
But
it's still blowing hot air on you.
I know.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. We used to do wet towels around our necks too in front of the fan, and that'll help a little bit. But, I hope it's not very expensive too, that it's an easy repair tomorrow. And Deb says, "Wow, I'm a crayon sniffer too. Just no Sharpies, Gina." Yeah, because you have a colored nose.
No, you're not supposed to have
a thing. There's not to. Yes, you're not supposed to sniff. Don't sniff Sharpies. I don't sniff markers, but I do sniff crayons, and they're non-toxic. So
that's true.
Yeah, I love sniffing crayons. It just makes me happy. That, and I like blowing bubbles. I love blowing bubbles. And Robin Lockwood says, "I have a Fitbit too, but it cheats because I'm like you and talk with my hands too much." So I wear it sometimes on my ankle. That is a good idea. I get laughed at sometimes when people see it on my ankle. Oh, wow. But that's probably giving you a better, more accurate tally. I've never thought about that, putting it on my ankle. And Robin says, "They think my Fitbit on my ankle is an ankle monitor." Oh, no. Oh, dear. And Cindy's laughing at Robin, too, because that is hilarious. Oh, gosh. And Black Squirrel says, "I think getting enough sleep can also move the scale." I swear to you, it really does. And my latest pound down was this morning. And I slept 7 hours and 43 minutes. I couldn't believe it. But we had so much fun playing with our grandson yesterday. And walking around, playing with a baby, that was neat activities. So that was burning some extra
Even just
calories.
standing, I looked up that thing. I couldn't find what I was looking for, but it did say things like even just standing burns more calories than sitting.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Because you're using muscles to make sure you don't
you're
fall down.
rocking the baby back and forth.
Oh yeah. And Anchor Moments RV, this guy, when he was in the other rooms that he was watching.
Living room, right away. I'm here.
Oh yeah, there you go. How did you do that? Did you do it on your phone? Oh, because I'm like, how did you do that right next to me? Oh my goodness. And Mindy says, yes, Black Squirrel. I was going to add that. Yep, that getting enough sleep it's really helpful. And it helps you to release less cortisol. And cortisol is a stress hormone that can make you gain weight too.
Wait, let me interrupt you. Is there anybody out there that has a bedtime that they set for themselves so that they make sure that they or their spouse or whoever actually goes to sleep at a good time so that it is possible to get enough sleep in?
Yeah, this is where Jeff and we are opposites in so many ways. I'm an extrovert. He's an introvert. He would rather go to bed early and wake up early. And I've always been a night owl. I like to stay up late and sleep in the morning. So it's been a little tricky. It's been a little tricky figuring that out this year while Jeff's been retired. Because even retired, he still would rather go to bed a little earlier, and he wakes up early. Doesn't matter what time he's gone to bed, but he always wakes up early. So he really needs to go to bed earlier. But yeah, we haven't found the perfect sweet spot for both of us to be happy with that yet. And Patty's Purse says, hi, everyone. My win was definitely going to the bathroom. Like Gina, I had constipation issues before, so I'm trying hard here. I like Fitness Pal, but I'm a planner, so I like pen and paper too. Yeah, it's really.
It does have advantages.
It does, but every now and again, I'll ask Jeff, because if Jeff's doing my Fitness Pal, I'll ask Jeff so I don't have to go get up and look at it.
She asks me all the time, how many grams of fiber was in that?
Yeah. Yeah, because we're eating the same thing.
Right. So all I have to do is tap on it, and then I can tell her.
Yeah.
So we kind of complement each other.
We do. Where he'll look something up for me, which I appreciate.
And both of the ways of that word.
Aw.
Compliment you.
Aw. Thanks, sweetie.
Sure.
Oh, wait, did I get Patty's? Oh, and one other thing, Patty. You can also ask your doctor. When I had my hysterectomy, I needed to take
Colace?
I was taking a Colace and a Miralax and a cap full of Miralax each day for a week after my my surgery, because when they knock you out, that anesthesia is very constipating. And I already knew I was trying really hard to stay ahead of constipation just through my fiber and water. And I do a couple fiber gummies and a big glass of water with fiber gummies. Don't ever eat a fiber gummy without drinking at least a tall glass of water with it. Just FYI, because then the fiber gummy doesn't work and it can do the opposite effect and stop you up. So you need lots of water with your fiber gummies. But anyway, I was kind of doing that and hitting or missing, getting relieving my constipation. And after my surgery, I was taking Miralax every day because I really needed to stay on top of it. And then when I went to see my surgeon, I told him, I'm doing well, because, he needed to look at me and see if everything was okay. And they said, I'm going to be really disappointed when I have to stop taking Miralax, because it's so great to be guaranteed to be able to poop every day, And he said, oh, there's nothing wrong with it. You can take Miralax every day for the rest of your life. On the medications that you're on, it would not be a problem for you. And I was like, really? And then I asked my primary care doctor, and he also agreed and said, yeah, you could take Miralax every day for the rest of your life. It's not going to hurt you. So I actually do a capful of Miralax just about every day. Every now and again, I'll eat something where I know I'm having a lot of fiber and whatever.
Dragon fruit.
Or if I have dragon fruit always relieves constipation for me. I do not do Miralax with dragon fruit. If I find yellow dragon fruit, which is the tastiest of the dragon fruits,
And the rarest, apparently.
I know it's harder to find, but when I find yellow dragon fruit, I'll eat a whole yellow dragon fruit in the evening, and I'm guaranteed to poop in the morning. So I don't do Miralax if I'm doing a dragon fruit. But anyway, you can ask your doctor or your pharmacist. You can go to a pharmacist. You have to let them know all the medications you're currently taking, and why. And then say, can I have Miralax every day? Will it mess me up, or is that okay? And you may be happily surprised that you may be able to. But then I never have to worry anymore. And it's just so nice not having constipation anymore. And Mindy is laughing at you, Jeff. Something goofy you said. And it's Diriam's in the house. Hey, Diriam. Says, good evening, Gina, Jeff, and the Anchor Moments Caravan. Yay. So good to have you here. And we got Vanessa in the house, too, saying hi to us. And Nature Girl. Hi, Nature Girl. And Nature Girl says she has had a 4-pound loss on compounded tirzepatide. Congratulations. That is great. And she says, playing with calories really works, brought me out of a 2-week stall. Yeah. And, and that's why, too, like when I play with it, I don't say every day I'm having 1,000 calories and that's it. Or every day I'm having 1,600 calories a day and that's it. Anymore, it's, between 1,000 and I try not to go higher than 1,700. And I try to have some days that are closer to 1,000. But I kind of bounce it around a little bit. And I think that's been helpful. And it's been helpful for me in the past when the weight was coming off faster too. So, yep, I agree with you, Nature Girl. And Cindy says, haha, we just got a new Super C. And I purposely did put that in it. And I gave it to our friend. Okay, what's a Super C?
I do not know.
Like a super chat? We just got a new Super C.
Is it a C-class RV?
Oh, maybe like a C+, because she's been traveling with 20 people. That is so fun. Oh my gosh, that is the best, Cindy. My favorite times camping have been doing the meetups with other embassy RVers. It's just so fun to get together with a group.
You mean something like this?
Oops. Oh, cool. That would be really fun. And purposely did put that in it and gave it to our friend.
The margarita
machine. The margarita machine. Yeah. Okay. Yep. So that was like instead of like a B+, it's like a C+, a Super C. And Vanessa says, I'm down 25 pounds today. Yay! Congratulations, Vanessa. I still have a long way to go, but I feel so much better already. Oh, it really does make a difference. 25-pound weight loss is a huge difference. And it's really good for your heart, too. And it's extra good for your knees, your knees. And Robin says, Jeff, if you get your exercise in, it'll keep burning calories while you sleep, etc. Maybe that's what you were thinking?
Maybe I wasn't thinking very well. But, I know sleep is good.
It's very important.
For losing weight and burning calories.
Because you have less cortisol and all that.
And also, you know what? When you're asleep, you know what you can't do? Eat.
Very true. And Robin says, also would be fun to see you guys in Minnesota. Would love to get that other lady on here to meet up too, but I can't recall her name except last name is Green. Oh, Sandra. Well, anyway, just let me know. Yeah, Sandra Green. Maybe the 3 of us or 4 of us, because I'll be bringing Jeff with me too. I'm not going to leave you in the van, but
I'm driving.
Yeah, we meet up at a coffee shop or something and have a cup of coffee and chat a little bit. That could be fun. And Deb says, actually, the whole unit needs to be replaced. Oh, no, for her air conditioner. I think there goes my tummy tuck. Yeah, those are so expensive. Oh, my gosh.
Sorry.
Oh, a new air conditioner. So if you lived out here, I would tell you to use Foley air conditioning because they saved us. They were the least expensive air conditioner because I really researched it. Oh my gosh, because it's
And they were really good.
a ton of money. Sorry about that, Deb. And Taz says 9:30
for a bedtime.
Oh, and up at 6:30 to go to the gym. He would so do that.
I don't know how to convince her.
I know. Actually, for me, 11
we don't have to go to
o'clock
bed
is
at the
early.
same time.
I know.
But you know what? If you're out here making noise or doing whatever, and anyway.
Yeah.
We only have 35 more years to
figure this out. Yeah. I've been trying to go to sleep. If I could go to sleep by 11,
my thought
but
was,
I'm usually like a 12:30. I'm terrible.
If
I'm
we
just
set
a
an
night owl.
alarm like you're talking about going to the gym at 6:30 in the morning, it would automatically make her tired earlier and be able to go to sleep earlier. But it has not come to fruition just yet.
Not just yet. Nope. And Deb says, I'm allergic to the morning. Me too, Deb. And Robin says, my Fitbit tells me it's time to get ready for bed. I have a schedule with it.
My Fitbit says about 9:30 also too.
Yeah.
It's time to start getting ready for bed.
I do have a funny video that I thought was super cute, but I've not put it anywhere. Jeff loves to watch Jeopardy at 7:30. In Arizona, it's on at 7:30, from 7:30 to 8. And he was watching Jeopardy in the bedroom, and he fell asleep during Jeopardy.
Which doesn't usually happen.
No. And so here it is, like 7:40 or something, and he is just snoring away. So I do have a little video clip of him sleeping, watching Jeopardy, and then I put it over to show the TV screen, of the Jeopardy, and then back to him. And I showed it to my daughter, and I'm like, hey, look, Pop. You can show it to Jackson. Pop sleeping during Jeopardy.
I think you would get in trouble with Sony Pictures because you're showing the
Jeopardy
clip. I
don't know. It wasn't very long though. It was very short, but it was super cute. Oh my gosh, super cute. But Pop's really retired when he falls asleep during Jeopardy.
That's true.
And Pam says, so happy for your weight loss, Gina. Thanks, Pam. Great job. Great job to everyone here. Still working hard. And that Super C was her RV.
I've heard of Class B plus, but I hadn't heard of.
I didn't know that also you could have a Super
C. A C plus or a Super C.
Yeah.
That's cool.
That is really cool. And she says, yes, yep. Oh, we got some more here.
Oh, it's a Thor. Okay.
Oh, okay. I've heard of those. And Cindy says, yes, if I sleep my 7 or 8 hours, I lose weight. I know. It's amazing. So it is very, very helpful to get that 7 to 8 hours of sleep.
78 hours.
7 to 8. But it's hard for me. I'm more of a 6.5 hours, but I always do better, and I'm more likely to have the weight come off when it's 7 to 8. And Cindy says, my honey and I go to bed at the same time to relax, watch a quick show or the music, and hit the hay.
I also bought these little, they're USB lights. They're on a gooseneck thing, so you could aim it right at your book. And so that we could go to sleep after, read first and then go to sleep after that. Because I've heard that relaxes you and can get your mind calmed down.
Yeah. And she also says, or listen to music. I'm sorry, I'm walking on the treadmill and talking into my phone. No, it's all good. It is all good, Cindy. And Robin says, Miss and Barb, send up prayers. Thank you so much, Robin. Yes, we definitely need to send up prayers for Barb, Health at Any Cost. And you can go to her YouTube channel, Health at Any Cost, and she's been sharing on there. She has been battling skin cancer, and she's been battling it for years before she started taking her, because she said it on her YouTube channel. So I'm not doing HIPAA.
No, but they can go to her channel and
Yeah, and
I
check
see.
out. But she's having a tough time right now, so definitely check out and put some prayers up because we're going to find out this week about the next steps that she needs to do. She'll find out from her doctor soon.
You want to skip that one?
Oh, yep, that is a great idea to send Barb some prayers. And Taz says, and Taz the Bulldog's mom says, I would read my Bible, but would fall asleep and I would tell God, I'm so sorry. Oh,
I think God loves you either way.
yeah.
We'll say, maybe he's sending you to sleep too.
There you go. And Cindy says, prayers for sweet Barb. Absolutely. Because we love her to pieces. And I love all of you guys. It's just amazing. The friends that we have made on this Mounjaro journey has just been fantastic. So I really appreciate you being here and showing up on Mondays and chatting with us on the live. It's just been great. Now, next Monday, I don't know where I'm going to be, but I am going to try to go live at our normal time as long as we have internet connection. So we'll be trying, but I will at least put a post up to let you know if it's going to change at all. And I'm still going to try to do Sundays. Do we have the book that we're reading now? Our weight loss book club right now, we're doing Salt, Sugar, Fat by Michael Moss. We did the prologue was 20 some pages and full of like a lot of amazing information. So I did the prologue the first week. And then yesterday we did chapter 1, where it talked about what they have done to kids. And when I think about it as kids, hey, it started in the 1960s. So this is what was going on for us. This is what we grew up with, where it changed, where they started really researching how to find the bliss point in foods and do a lot more processed foods was happening when we were younger. And so it's no wonder a lot of us have battled obesity. So when you see my thumbnail on that one was about kids and obesity or whatever, and it didn't get a lot of views this week, where last week's really did. And I think part of it could be because it was Memorial Day weekend, and so people are doing things with family and stuff. And then I also thought, oh, maybe they don't have little kids in the house anymore, and they're like, I don't have to worry about that so much. But really, it's talked about you were a kid when this was happening, when this started. This affected us as kids and now into our adult life. And it was Barb, Health at Any Cost, who read this book first and told us, oh my gosh, Gina, this needs to be your next book. So that's what we've been reading. And so next Sunday will be chapter 2 about cravings and how they got us hooked with trying to make the food where you have extreme cravings for it too. Anyway, and Vanessa loves this community too. What a gift. Thank you all. Yep, I love you guys. And we love Black Squirrel too. And Cindy says, cheers to a great week and a successful week. Love you all. Enjoy and safe travels. Thank you so much, you guys. And like I say, I'm going to try next Sunday, 1 o'clock Pacific time, 3 o'clock Central, 4 o'clock Eastern, and 9 o'clock for our friends in the UK to do our book club. But I'm not sure where I'm going to be streaming from.
Can you be more Pacific?
Yeah, so I'll try to keep it at our normal time. Even though we're not going to be in Pacific time anymore, we're going to be wherever.
We're never in Pacific time.
I know, but it's because we don't do the time change. So Pacific time is the same as our Mountain Standard Time right now. Is the same.
Is it? Okay.
Mm-hmm. That's why I just say the Pacific time, because at least people on the Pacific know what time we're talking about. But anyway, hold on to your anchor moments and love out loud. Thank you so much, everybody. Love you. Mwah.
Bye.
Bye-bye.